Module is focusing on managing application configuration data. Most application runtime environments include configuration information that is held in the files deployed with the web application. In some cases, it is possible to edit these files to change the application behavior even after deployment. However, changes to the configuration requires the application to be redeployed, often resulting in unacceptable downtime and other administration overhead. For example, database connection strings, UI theme information, or maybe some of the URLs of queues and storage which are used by a set of applications in that. It is really challenging to manage changes to local configuration across multiple running instances of your application, especially in the cloud-hosted scenarios. That's the reason you have to rethink about application configuration data. This configuration has to be secure, and it has to be in such a way that if you want to redeploy your application, you do not need to change, or if you change the configuration, you do not need to redeploy. One of the key reasons we would want to move configuration away from the source control is the outline responsibilities. Now you can see right now we have some roles to elaborate them. Now none of these are new roles actually, it's not a new concept also. These roles are already there and we just have a high level summary of this kind of a separation of concern. We have configuration custodian role, which is responsible for generating and maintaining the life cycle of the configuration values. We have configuration consumer, who's responsible for defining the schema for the configuration and then consuming the configuration values in the application or maybe in the library code. We have configuration store, which is a place where we can leverage the configuration of that. And then we can have a secret store, a separate store for persisting the secret, a secure information. It violates our separation of concern principle in this, so the recommendation is to use a different store for persisting secret. So configuration store has to be separate than secret store. That's what the good thing is. Now let's understand the external configuration store patterns. These patterns store the configuration information in the external location, and they are going to provide an interface that can be used to quickly and efficiently read and update configuration settings. As you can see in this diagram, you have one particular cloud storage which is visible at the right side, and then you have a database. You have multiple instances of this application, like 3 instances of the application which are running here. A cloud hosted scenario is typically a perfect one for this kind of scenario, because what you're going to do is, for all these applications, you're going to have an external configuration store which is going to be stored in some kind of a cloud storage. If you do not want to use a cloud storage, you can use the database as an alternative. When you're going to read the information, you can also configure a local cache available here. Quickly it's going to read from the cache and it's going to make it available for the application. Now many built-in configuration systems read the data when the application starts up, and it's going to cache the data into memory to provide a fast access and minimize the impact of the application performance with that. We have multiple options in Azure to store your configuration data. The first option is Azure App Configuration, which is a service for central management of your application settings and feature flags. If you go to Azure App Service, in that you have a configuration section where you're going to have application configuration with that. It is useful for most applications, but particularly applicable to distributed applications when you are going to develop microservice applications or serverless applications kind of things. In your Azure App Service configuration, it's going to store all the settings for your application, and it's going to secure their access at one single place. It can be connection string, it can be some key value pairs or tokens which can be associated with that. Application configuration components, Azure Key Vault, which is used to store application secrets. App configuration makes it easier to implement in many scenarios with that. You can control the features availability in real time in this, and whatever changes are going to happen in that is going to happen immediately. You can see the key value pairing configuration here. Azure App Configuration stores the configuration data as key value pairs. Keys stored in the app configuration are case sensitive, and it's going to be a Unicode based string. There are 2 general approaches to naming the keys used for configurational data. Either you can use flat or you can use hierarchical. Where hierarchical naming offers several advantages, like it is easier to read and manage and use because it represents the logical grouping of a configuration data. Sometimes we have to just go with the flat namespace also. Key values in app configuration can optionally have a label attribute associated with that. Labels are used to determine the key values with the same key. By default, the label for the key values is either empty or null. You can see the example in this box where we have a keys which are having a keys like app name, and then we also have a label associated with that where we are specifying the stages like test, staging, or production. Let's understand what is feature flag first, because in this configuration right now we have feature flags, we have feature management, and then somewhere inside that we have some configurations for multiple features. A feature flag is a variable with a binary state like on and off. The feature flag also has an associated code block with that. The state of the feature flag triggers when the code block runs or not. And then you need to understand the filter associations with that. You can see we have a filter configuration in this. A filter is a rule for evaluating the state of the feature flag. A user group, a device, a browser type, or maybe a geographical location. Anything you can add as a condition there. And the time window, which may be an example of a feature filter. Now if the filter is matched, it's going to take care of the conditioning part. Now this is showing you an example of how you can use that. Each feature flag has two parts, a name and the list of one or more filters that is going to be used to evaluate if the feature state is on or off. You can see here we have feature A, feature B, feature C kind of configuration with that. It's specifying the values like a boolean true and false associations with that. A feature manager is an application package that handles the lifecycle of the feature flag in all the applications. The feature manager typically provides more functionality such as caching feature flag and updating their states. We also need to understand how we can integrate Azure Key Vault with our Azure pipelines. Because Azure Key Vault allows you to manage your organization's secrets and certificates in a centralized repository. Azure Key Vault stores secrets, keys, and certificates. Secrets are nothing but some kind of a username and password. Keys are token, and certificates are your SSL or TLS kind of a certificates which you can store inside this. These secrets and keys are further protected by hardware security modules also if you use a specific version of Azure Key Vault with that. Azure Key Vault has access policy configurations and other identity management features which are making sure that not everyone will be able to access your Azure Key Vault. You can configure it, and according to that it's going to give permission to different users or different requesters. Azure Key Vault helps you to solve this following problems, like if you have secret management issue, if you have key management issue, or if you have certificate management issue. And that's the reason it is allowing you to store these things inside that. Now if you have a question why you are going to use Azure Key Vault, the answer is on screen. If you need a centralized application secret, if you want to secure store which are storing secrets and keys inside that, if you want to monitor the access and usage of those secrets, if you want to simplify the administration of your application secret, or if you want to integrate with the other Azure services, in all these cases you need a centralized secret store, and that's what Azure Key Vault is actually providing. You also have a URI specific keys which are available for your development scenarios. So your developers are going to use them, and then it's going to integrate with that. Keeping all this thing in mind, let's examine something which is known as developers inner loop and outer loop. This is very interesting concept. Please focus on the slide. The inner loop is focused on the developers team which are iterating over their solution development. In short, these are those people who are developing your application. While you can store configuration and secrets together, which is going to violate the separation of concern principle as we discussed earlier, it is recommended that you should have a separate store for that. And that's where inner loop and outer loop are going to be coming into the picture. You can see right now my inner loop is actually focusing on that particular developer teams. Now they are maybe going to have a configuration which can be helping me to validate, debug, code, and run. Developers teams consume the configuration published by the outer loop, which is going to be used by this ops. The ops engineers governs the configuration management and pushes the changes into that. So in short, some different kind of a configuration is required for the inner loop, and a different kind of a configuration is required for the outer loop. Your devs are going to be part of the inner loop, and your ops are going to be part of the outer loop. And then If you have a separate store for this, that's going to be the perfect configuration, keeping separation of concern in mind.